What's going on, champs and chambettes? It's FireMonkey here, and the v25.30 update for Fortnite has officially released, and with it came an event pass and tons of crazy stuff to talk about. So for today's YouTube video, since I am very exhausted, I am just going to be going over the new cosmetics for you guys. So let's go ahead, go to the locker, and kind of just start going through everything, starting with the skins, a part of the Jujutsu Kaisen x Fortnite collaboration. So firstly, we have two different outfits for Yuji. We have the streetwear Yuji and the normal Yuji right here, and both of them are actually from the premium 1000 V-Buck tier of the actual event battle pass. So there's no free skins this time around. This time both of the skins are part of that premium tier, but it is nice to see how we actually get two different outfits to use a part of this, and I actually am really excited about it because, you know, as much as I love the whole entire, you know, like design that they've got going on here, I do agree that the whole entire streetwear outfit design and everything else is a lot more casual, and it can be a lot nicer to actually wear and rock in games, just allowing you to have a little bit more combinations. So firstly, when it comes to the Yuji outfits, as you can see right there, you know, we have the nice little design. You can even see the little lines from the Sakuna and everything, or Sakuna, I'm butchering it, I don't even know anymore. But yeah, you know, you can see the little lines about how everything works there and whatnot, but where it gets interesting is with Gojo. Now, Gojo does actually have a special variant here, and at first people were speculating, oh, maybe it's like glasses, because, you know, in the anime, there's scenes where he's wearing glasses, there's scenes where he has like a white, you know, like covering on, like a white bandana and everything else, but no, instead what they actually managed to do was what I thought they were going to do, which is the 6 eyes variant right here, where there is just no face covering at all, right? You're able to see the eyes perfectly, and I mean, just look at the blue eyes stare, right? It's just one of those things that it's like, okay, it's nice to see them put in the game and everything else, and of course, here's, you know, like the outer view of everything. You can see how it affects the little, like, back and whatnot. You can even see how the hair is unique and different for each style, and I gotta admit, you know, as someone who's been binging Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm fully caught up and everything, I'm super excited, right? I'm super excited to actually use all these cosmetics in the game. Now, of course, right here we have Nobaru, yeah, why am I don't even know, it's late for me, okay, let's just say it like that, but Nobaru is right here, has a unique little pose and everything else, and does look pretty good. I know a lot of people, you know, think different opinions based on cell shading, but I think for me, the cell shading does look really nice on the skin. And then, of course, we have Megami right here. Now, Megami doesn't have that much of a crazy little unique pose or anything. It does kind of match the characteristics of Megami in the anime, so I gotta give it that, you know, it is nice, but I could get why some people might be wanting a little bit more of a unique pose, maybe, you know, what they actually had in the actual preview icon over there, but instead, this is what we got, and I think it looks very, you know, clean and everything. I think overall for the Jujutsu Kaisen collaboration, it's one of those things where if you don't watch the anime, you might not care about it at all. All of them are kind of wearing the same clothing and everything else, except for this right here, so you might not really give a crap about any of the 3 rewards or anything, but as someone who actually ended up binging it and absolutely loves it, where I have it as like my profile picture and everything, I'm super excited about the collaboration. Now, we do have a new Rainbow Royale outfit here. Now, this is a actual concept from the community by Not Fury over on Twitter, and an interesting thing you may notice here is the texture's a little bit broken. I'm going to assume that is just an issue on my end and it isn't an issue for absolutely everyone, but it does appear like in this main style there is some texturing issues. However, we do have a second style right here being the streetwear style, which is another one of the actual concept variants and everything else, which looks pretty nice. So seeing both of these different models and outfits, you know, especially with it having different hair colors, is cool to see in the game, especially just, you know, being able to see how they manage to translate a whole entire concept art, you know, like from a creator over on Twitter into the game itself. Next up, we have Hackstar, which is the Chapter 4 Season 5 Starter Pack skin, and it's the robot dinosaur survey skin that we've seen a long time ago. Now, I see that this is coming to the game. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't really see myself wearing it too often. It'll probably just sit in my locker, but it is a nice skin for anyone who wants more of that, like, robotic dinosaur theme. You know, maybe you can make, like, a Power Rangers combination out of it or something. And going further through the whole entire trend of survey skins, we have Olinder right here, with an actual variant. So as you can see right here, this is the main variant with a little like face mask going on here, and then we have a non-face mask variant right here as well. So you have the option to take the mask on or off depending on what you want, and it is just a very nice thing overall. Now, regarding this skin, I love the green theme. You know, I'm a sucker for anything that has green in it, so I think that, you know, this is something that I most likely will end up purchasing just to kind of make some combos that match the whole entire green aesthetic. Next up, we have some back bling. So first off, we have Kon right here, then we have the signature Straw Doll, and I guess, you know, I can kind of give you a little bit of a better overview of the cosmetics that will go left to right to them. Next up, we have Sweet Selection, which is Help Yourself to One. Nice little back bling and everything. We have the, I'm going to butcher this, but the Tsukamoto bear, and this is actually, or Tsukamoto bear, that's probably the better way of saying it, but this is actually related to one of the anime episodes, which actually, you know what, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. If you want to watch the anime, you can find out there, but this does have an interesting bit of lore, especially for the skin I'm using, which is Yuji, which kind of relates to the evolution of Yuji as a character. Next up, we have a back bling for Glum Bunny, being the Bunzo bag back bling. I'm not for sure how this is going to be unlocked. I assume it's going to be from like Rainbow Royale or something like that, but that is something to keep in mind. We have the Hack Top back bling right here, which is a part of that starter pack skin and everything else. It looks pretty nice. We have the Luminous Stinger back bling, which also has the effects of the pickaxes that, you know, get unequipped from the back bling. And then we have the Wing Tone Summon back bling right here, which I think is another one of those really unique back blings that, you know, match collaboration. And I mean, you kind of just jiggle the whole entire legs and everything, right? Who doesn't love just jiggling it around? I think it's just a weird little thing to do that is fun at the same time. For the actual pickaxes and stuff, we have a mix here. So firstly, here's the hammer. As you can hear, it has a little nice like hit sound and everything else. I actually can't hear it because I have my headphones off. But the hammer has a unique theme to it, being that in the anime, it's used as a way to not kill their opponents, because if they were to use any other weapon, it would have potentially killed the opponent. Whereas by using this hammer, it kind of prevents the ability for the character to potentially kill the opponent, since it was supposed to be, you know, like a friendly battle per se. Next up, we have Megami's sword right here with a unique little like design and everything else. You can see the little like swing effect. I wish I could hear it, but I don't want to grab my headphones from the floor. We have the starter pack's pickaxe, which is reactive, and it's the rootkit hammer. Now, whenever you swing it, it's actually going to be reactive by having this little like warning effect that actually plays, and having a little bit of that, you know, a static electricity type stuff going down in the middle. Now, as you don't actually swing the pickaxe or anything, you get that away, but then when you swing it again, the effect comes back into play. So I think that's a very nice little theme, and this most likely would be one of the things I purchased that starter pack for, is this pickaxe, because it looks pretty sick. Next up, we have the Slaughter Demon pickaxe, which is actually imbued with curse energy, and it's one of the first little weapons we actually see in Jujutsu Kaisen, so it's nice to see that that's made its way into the game, and I definitely could see myself making some anime themed combos with it and everything else. But then we have Luminous Edge. This is another pickaxe in the game that is uncommon, and ooh, that hit effect right there, just kind of like the plague little like poison effect it's got going on there, is something that I'm very, very intrigued by and I'm excited by. So that is, you know, something that I'm really excited for and I'll be picking up in the item shop. But of course, we also have a glider, being the new glider right here. As you can see, this is actually related to another one of those cursed demons in the game, but it is interesting to see how they're going to actually handle this by having it, you know, be a little staff that you grab onto, instead of, you know, being like something like, you know, maybe they made a new animation in the future where the actual eagle, or whatever you want to call it, grabs onto your shoulders and you kind of glide that way. I think that would be an interesting thing for them to do later down the line, but instead it's kind of like your normal glider that you kind of grab in the normal way of everything else. For emotes, we have Cursed Energy right here, which has a pretty simplistic design and everything else. A lot of these are kind of, you know, like Jujutsu Kaisen x Fortnite collaboration, you know, emotes. You have some of the like the shadow play different emotes here for Dog, Max Elephant, and then we go over in a moment to the Toad, and it's just, you know, a nice little thing for people who are nerds about the anime or the manga to kind of just nerd around and have some fun with it. Next up, we have the Big Fan emote, which is just, you know, a nice little emote to kind of, you know, hype up the whole entire like Rainbow Royale event that'll be happening later. Then it will be like around 1 week long. And then Deep Thought. This is an emote in the game that I don't think really needs an explanation. It does loop very quickly, and I think the loop's kind of interesting because you're pondering, you're brainstorming, you get an idea, and you're like, nah, that idea's not it, and it just kind of keeps looping that. And I think it's one of those emotes that, you know, you could use in like hangout maps or whatever else to have some fun with. But of course, that isn't the only thing with this update, because if we go over here, we can also see that we have some emoticons, some sprays, and everything else. So here's one of the emotes. Here's one of the sprays, and it'll keep kind of going through everything. This is the Confused Yuji actual emote right here, which has an animation to it. We have the Crossfade Helm emoticon. We have the Cursed Llama emoticon. We have ourselves the Gojo's Eye emoticon, which, you know, is another animated one. We have Good Boy Conan emoticon. And then of course we go down here and we get a lot of little sprays such as the new skin, and then, you know, some of the other stuff going on here, including a spray for that Galaxy Survey skin as well. So overall, you know, a decent amount of cosmetics there. And then finally, for one of the few things we have left to talk about, we have a few different wraps here. Now this one actually has a nice little animation, and if you stop shooting, you know, the rocket will actually stop and start going backwards. So it is really cool to see how they're actually handling these different emotes and kind of making them have a lot more life to them. Now if you keep shooting it, I don't think you're going to be able to get all the way up. Yeah, it kind of goes halfway and then goes back and forth, but it is nice to see how you kind of get like a major like laser shooting effect going on there as well when you're using the wrap. Over here we have the Cursed Energy Flow wrap, which has its normal animation, and then when you shoot it, it kind of like glows. That's for the Jujutsu Kaisen X Fortnite collaboration, and I think it looks pretty sick. We have the Harmonious wrap, which is part of the whole entire, you know, Rainbow Royale event, and then we have the Jujutsu Kaisen Emblem wrap, which is not reactive, but it is animated, and I think it's another one of those, you know, nerdy little wraps that are nice for people who like the whole entire anime series. But for the final few things, I'm going to go ahead and put on the FNCS music pack, Not Without a Fight, as we go ahead and showcase the loading screens, and I will go ahead and grab my headphones for this final bit. So firstly, we have Sloane's Renovation, and this is a interesting little loading screen that you'll be able to get through the Sloane Snapshot questline, which kind of shows how Sloane is kind of predicting, you know, working with everything else for the entire apparatus telescope type of thing, having a laptop over there, which proves that, you know, Fortnite apparently has Wi-Fi, and trying to really figure out what all they can do and what Sloane's master plan might be for a future season. After that, we also have the Jujutsu Sorcerer's loading screen, which is, you know, just the key art for the event. That's the other loading screen you'll be able to get, and I think it looks pretty nice, especially for someone who likes anime collaborations. Like I've said, you'll like it. If you don't really care that much about it, you won't care about this loading screen, but overall, I think this update had a pretty decent amount of cosmetics in it, and I'm super excited to just enjoy the event, play the quests as they release, and I'd love to hear in the comments down below, what do you guys think about all the new cosmetics added in this update? With that said, however, I hope you channels and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. If you did, consider subscribing and support the content I create, and I'll catch you guys next time with another upload. Peace out.